Today we're working on a 1999 Mercury Cougar. We're changing the clutch. The same procedure is going to apply to a Ford Contour Mercury Mystique. If you change the clutch on any of those, I'm sorry. My sympathies, my condolences to you. We're going to drop the subframe. It's going to be a real fun job. I've already removed the air cleaner assembly and the battery. And since we're dropping the subframe, the jack stands can't go underneath the subframe. So I've got them back here, right there. You can see they put the transmission right above the subframe. Next, I'm taking the exhaust off. This has to come out along with here, all the way down to right there. Okay, now that the exhaust is off, I need to pull off all this plastic. And I've got the upper transmission mount on the driver's side out. And I also have this engine brace ready to hold the engine up. Okay, here we are on the passenger side. We're going to take off these plastic trim pieces that are blocking our access. And then we'll take off the caliper and we'll disconnect the lower control arm at the ball joint there. And we'll remove, I already removed the CV axle nut. And we'll pull out the axle shaft. I'm also removing these fender supports. Okay, I separated the knuckle from the lower ball joint here. And I pulled out the CV shaft from the wheel knuckle. And I disconnected the tie rod end and the sway bar link that was sitting right there. Undid those two bolts, and the passenger side CV shaft is out. Alright, I disconnected the driver's side tie rod end, the sway bar link. This was there on the sway bar link. And I disconnected the lower ball joint. And I've got the CV shaft out and the fender support off. Well, it looks like I'm going to have to take this hose off to get the starter out because well, I got the starter out. Okay, I unhooked the gear position sensor and I removed the hydraulic hose from off of the slave cylinder. Alright, next thing we have to undo is this coupling for the steering, along with the power steering lines, pressure and return from the rack. I tied up the radiator and disconnected the radiator mounts on both sides. I have the engine brace with a little bit of tension on it right now. I got the front mount off, and I got the rear transmission mount off. Next, I'll disconnect the shifter linkage. The battery ground was bolted to that top transmission bolt right there. That's where the battery ground was. Next, I'll disconnect this air conditioning filter dryer from the subframe. Now I've got all the bolts out that are holding the engine to the transmission. Okay, I've got the bolts on one side of the engine cradle out, supported by a jack, and I slid the coupler off of the steering. I have the transmission chained up so that when I pull it apart it doesn't like drop down. So we'll see how this goes. Oh yeah, one more thing. I need to unhook the speed sensor. Clutch life equals 0%. There's no more friction material on this side. That's some of the friction material. Okay, I undid the 3 bolts that hold the slave cylinder in, pulled off the cover that was sitting there, and this slides right out. But the slave cylinder includes the seal for the transmission output shaft. So we'll grease up the new seal before we put that one in. I measured the thickness of the new disc and how much meat is on the disc down to the rivets. So the new disc is 7.37 millimeters thick, 1.27 millimeters down to the rivets on each side. So if 7.37 is 100%, 4.83 is 0%. That means we got 2.54 millimeters total of range to wear out from 100 down to 0. The old one was 2.84 millimeters thick, which means the old one was worn down to negative 78%. So before I put this all back together, I'm just verifying that the new clutch disc does indeed fit on the input shaft. So that's a win. So need a little, there we go. Check it out. Flywheel side. And this says gearbox side. There we go. So the centering tool they provided does fit in there, but this end does not fit in the flywheel. It just flops around. So I just wrapped a bunch of black tape around it and then peeled off one wrap at a time until it fit right snug in the hole. Okay, I have the alignment tool in there. You can barely find it. So if you look right here in this inspection slot, you can see when I move this around, the let's see if I can see this. Yeah, there we go. I can move the clutch disc around. I'm going to try and get it right on the edge and centered, and so that the clutch alignment tool is not like drooping down or something, so that's coming out straight and totally centered. And then I'll tighten down all 6 of these clutch bolts evenly and torque them to spec. 21 foot-pounds. There we go. Okay, I used this screw lift with a chain on it, hooked up to the transmission, lifted up the transmission, and that held it up while I pushed it against the engine. Sometimes they call that stabbing the transmission, because the input shaft of the transmission goes in through the clutch disc splines. And bolted the transmission all to the engine, and now I'm in the process of raising the subframe back up and attaching the steering. It's somewhere down in there. The same procedure is going to apply to a Ford, what is it? Mercury Contour, sorry,